So what's up with y'all? I'm here to make a part 3 on about my experiences with women attraction. But more importantly, I'm going to be talking about how I've gotten closer to God. You know, how me being tapped in with Him is not only helped me tap into my abilities a lot more. However, it's also caused me to you know, just to be thankful, to be grateful that I get the chance to wake up and do this every single day. So do me a favor, y'all can leave me a like, share, comment, and subscribe if y'all can. If not, we going up either way. So I want to start off by saying, with the women attraction, bro, I wasn't fully aware of what I was going through with that and retention until my second time I'm going on the long street. My first time going on a long street was in 2021. It was 90 days. I had in 90 days and I relapsed with an ex. Looking back on it now, for me being a beginner, you know, I also handled it pretty well because when I did it, you know, I did feel drained and stuff like that, but I wasn't worried about it. I just knew that, you know, that I was able to pick myself back up. Did it take some time? Yes. Now the timing that had happened with it, you know, I could have maneuvered that a lot better. My second time of going on a long street was 60 through 90 days, and that was after I had lost my apartment. So financially I was struggling. But once I was aware of what I was finally doing and, you know, fully discovering SR, being around a great friend of mine, you know, that was also on the path, everything's been overly wraps ever since then. Like, everything's been overly wraps, bro. Like, I went on a year streak after that. And, you know, during 90 days in next to that, because I'm not mentioning 90 days about the chick from Wallace. So I had physically went to a church because I'm mentally always in the church, but physically I haven't been to a church in so long, bro. So I went to the church and it was with my niece, my brother-in-law, and my older sister, rest in peace to her. And we went there. So the pastor, he was a black pastor, and you know, they had people call up to go, you know, repent and say prayer and things like that. My brother-in-law, I went after my brother-in-law. This right here has stuck with me ever since, bro, because ever since then, like, I have not looked back, bro. My life has completely changed, bro. Like, how I view things and how I'm passionate about the things that I get to wake up, the chance to do what I love, what I do, it's completely changed, bro. So I got called up by the pastor and I had on some red, you know, basically like a Jordan fit, but it wasn't like all Jordan fit. And so when I had walked up to him, when I had did what I did, like, he looked in my eyes, you know, he told me, and he told the people in there, he said, this man has been through some dangerous places. He could look through my eyes and tell. And when I bowed my head, I had a moment of 𝘠𝘪𝘴𝘕, I call it. This right here, I have a special ability and a gift that I was kind of nervous to tap into. Due to me being present in a lot of situations, when I'm in the moment, I'm just in the moment. So basically what I did was, when I closed my eyes, I have this thing where I can force my ears to ring, and I can harness energy. And it's to the point where I either can receive the energy in the room or I can give it out. And when I can give it out, it's like I can put up a force field, a shield while I'm doing it. And I can either give a message to the, like an energy message to the person who I choose to selective to in the room, or it can be multiple people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this shit is crazy. It sounds strange. That's why I say I'm a strange guy, bro, because I don't know. I just know it's worked on numerous occasions, bro, and multiple occasions. So in this instant moment, I was just focused on, you know, my energy, and just being in the present moment of just receiving and also able to give, radiating just positive energy. And when I did it, when I rung my ears, it's like I radiated. The pastor, he said, So yeah, the pastor, he felt it. And he felt it to the point where he had to let everybody know in the room, like, did y'all feel that? What I could say about how God has blessed me tremendously with the abilities that I have, I honestly could say I'm very reserved of the energy that I also have, to where when it does come to me and my gifts and my capabilities, I'm able to share it. However, like I mentioned, I'm still very aware of how powerful that it is, to the point where, you know, I'm very careful of how I use it, why I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of those things. I have many other ones, you know, that I'm gonna mention to y'all. Well, yeah, I could mention to y'all about, for real. So just bear with me, you know. Also, what happened in the church was, you know, while I was in prayer, they had called up the deacon and the other pastor, his wife in there. My grandma pastor that was at the funeral when she passed away, she was there. You know, when he asked me to repent, you know, it kind of threw me off a little bit, because me being on this journey already and just, you know, sticking to, you know, being closer to God, I was already pretty much doing that. You know, and I'm not saying that I still wasn't able to do so. I was just telling myself, like, okay, I have a time to where I know I'm to seriously have my own way of repenting. I know how to repent through God's way, you know what I'm saying? Through God's will. You know, but I do have this image of myself where I know, you know, once I get that financially straight and stuff like that, I'm gonna go to the beach and just let it all out, and that's gonna be my way of repenting, you know. But I do value the way of God's repenting more, so I do it, you know. But back to the story where I was in the church, I was doing it. As I was closing my eyes, so, you know, I was just receiving prayer and stuff like that. Like, I calmed down, and you know, they had pastors and all them, you know, putting their hands on me to, you know, basically, you know, help, and they just charged the energy at me or whatnot. I remember the deacon lady, she had told me some stuff that I would never forget. One of the other deacons, she, you know, I don't know how they knew this about me, but, you know, during my prayer, you know, the lady asked me, do I like to do arts and stuff? And I was wondering, like, how did she kind of figure that out? The clothes kind of gave it away, but still, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I didn't understand it still. I mean, I did, you know what I'm saying, I did. But, however, like, the other deacon, she had told me, like, I was running from something. And she hit it spot on, like, she knew I was running from something. And, this thing I will never forget, though, when she came to me and she whispered in my ear, she told me it was something that I didn't want to tell nobody, bro. And when she whispered it to me in my ear, it was exactly what it was. And to this day, only me, her, and God know about it. When I left that church, I was already feeling so great, bro. But I just started, that feeling right there, bro, I still feel it to this day. Ever since then, bro, when I tell y'all everything's been overly wrapped ever since then, I started tap into my creative business a lot more, my clothing brand, a whole bunch more, bro. Man, I've been reading the Bible a lot more. Me and God got closer through, like, getting closer through nature. I feel like it's a part of being closer to God, bro. It is. Like, when the weather's change, like, God knows the weather that I love. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, like, on stormy days, like, you know, people be paranoid and shit like that. But, like, me, I see things differently, bro. I see things differently. For real. So, like, man, bro, it's been a ride, bro. It has been, bro. But I got so many memories of just that. It's like, man, if I stay here with y'all about that, just that alone, my phone is definitely not gonna have enough storage for that shit, bro. I'm so sorry. It's not. I can only share with y'all my experience about, you know, these things though, man. And how I know, like, that testimony of, you know, me being closer with God and me evolving in this journey, and also me, you know, my abilities that He's blessed me with, like, tremendously on this journey, bro. They are not facades or anything in that nature, because I've tested it out again while when I came back to Raleigh. This is after my year streak. This is when I was basically building up another streak. I just came off I relapsed from the 60 through 90-day streak, I think. And I was building up my way up to another streak. It was like a month, or like past a month, or like I think a month, or like a week, a few weeks up to a month. And I was working, and I was taking my boxes to the back to break down the boxes in the 𝘸𝘪𝘵. And I had seen these two women, these two chicks, right? So I was like, I'm gonna test this out right here. I went to the back, and you know, it was kind of in the way, but once I waited for them to get out the way, I just slid past the door so I can dump my boxes off in the bag. So the main on topic, it's kind of off topic though. And y'all know about Kobe, how he developed the Black Mamba mentality, his vision on it. I have a vision about a version of me that in that mentality, in that headspace of the mentality of how I built it up, you know. So I remember the shorty in the teal leggings, when I was, you know, dumping my boxes off. I seen her from my peripheral and from my view, and she was in the coffee creamer section, you know, in the back of the store. And I did my 𝘐𝑪𝑒 thing. This time I did it, I could either do it with eyes closed, or I can do it like, you know, while I'm in the, you know, eyes awake. I did it, you know what I'm saying? But like, and I sent her a message, and the message that I sent her was pretty clear. It was a version of me that was so ruthless, like successful wise though. And you know, I'm not gonna spill all of it. I'm gonna just give y'all the real, bro. And I gave her a glimpse of it to see if she would catch on to it. This is my good word, y'all. When I tell you this woman, and when I tell y'all the pheromones are actually real, if you guys tap into the 𝘕𝑎𝑉 King's video, he's one of the pillars of this retention community as well. Him, 𝘠𝘪 Young, Regal Change, Angel Time, guys like those, they are pillars in this retention community, bro. If you check out his video on how he mentions how the pheromones are real on this journey, bro, take it for yourself to see. But we're just giving you guys experiences on our journey to let you know that this is not a facade, this is not placebo, bro. Not only that, but if you're a guy like me that actually has fully like been aware and tapped into his capabilities and his gifts and abilities and stuff like that, bro, it just makes it like 30 times better, bro. But like, I did it, you know. I just wrung my ears and I just stayed present, and then I just kind of just sent it out. But I had like a force field and shield over me, and you know, I'm an alchemist at the same time. It's like I didn't have to put up the shield, but I just did it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm also aware, once again, of why I'm doing this, and, you know, who I'm sending my energy to, and, you know, how. But the lady, she looked up, she was looking at the coffee creamer, and I can tell, like, through my peripheral, okay, I kind of looked at it, and then she seen it, bro. Like, she seen it, and she, not only did she see it, she felt it, bro. She felt it, because all you could see was a facial expression of, like, a wow. It was like a wow facial expression, but she was like, and she said, girl, and she turned around and just walked off. Like, she turned around and walked off. It's for real. Like, y'all think this shit a game? Like, bro, this energy is for real. It's not nothing to play with. Like, it's, let me calm down, because I'm boy, it's for real, bro. It's for real. And as far as, like, the women attraction too, like I told y'all, bro, once I was aware of what it was and what retention was from my year streak up until now, I don't care to, my way of just being me is the way that I attract women. Like, I don't approach women. That's a no-go. Not saying that it's wrong. It's just not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when women approach me, I like to match energy. It's a lot of awkward modern women nowadays, bro. I just cannot get jiggy with that shit, bro. It's like, man, ain't no way. Like, if your energy, I'm so big on energy, bro. I'm realizing through my teenage years, bro, it's like, why did I diss the science? Why did I diss the science so much? Not knowing when I became to adult that one of the things that I find very fascinating and I have an intriguing interest in is in science. You know? But I'm real heavy on energy, man. For real, man. I'm real heavy on energy, and energy that most of these women that out here nowadays come in and present themselves with is, man, it's like, why not? I'd rather be alone. Like, seriously, sincerely and genuinely, bro, I'd rather be alone, bro. But the lady, she felt it, bro. The lady, she felt it. You know? And I just tried it out. I tried it on plenty of other occasions too, man. I remember that one most genuinely because, like, okay, so that was earlier this year, you know, just sharing my experience with y'all. And, you know, I've been on constant, like, 60 and 90 day streaks ever since then. And now I'm building up to one of my streaks. I haven't built it up since November. Since August through November of last year. And before that, that was my year streak I had. So, you know, this is my second longest streak since before my year streak. But I'm slowly building my way back up to that. So as I'm doing that, you know, it's just like, I'm just flowing, bro. I'm flowing. I ain't even tripping over nothing for real. Like, you know, just letting God drive the wheel for me. Yeah, but she's seen it. She's seen it. And the thing is, though, like, I kind of shared it with her because I don't know her so well. She was a stranger, you know. Like, I just tried it out, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of other things that I'm going to try out, you know. But I always keep myself on the safe ground, you know. I always do, you know. I'm good. I'm still standing on big business about, you know, me being psychotic about my success and obsessed with that, and, you know, getting closer to God, bro. That still stands, bro. For real. I would advise y'all to do the same, you know. Grow your balls, bro. Grow your balls out, man. For real. This stuff is for real, though, bro. Like, you know, I built a relationship up with cats and birds. Like, man, like, for real, bro. For real. That stuff is for real, man. Anywho, I'm gonna holler at y'all sometime soon. Y'all stay with it, all right? Stay.